All right, so hopefully we are live. Um, says we're live on my end. Says we're good on everything. Audio is good. Everything is good. No desktop audio because why do we need that? Okay. So the Browns have officially. This is a little bit of old news, but the Browns officially hired Kevin Stefanski as new head coach. I just wanted to make sure I put his video out, give you a little rundown of who he is, how he came into this position. First off, he's going to be a pretty young head coach, 37 years old. Um, he actually played football at University of Penn, so Ivy Leaguer, but played at the Ivy League. Won Freshman of the Year at Penn, and he was a part of the All-Decade team for the Penn. Was voted All Ivy League, so he seems to have been a good college player. After college, went straight into being an assistant director of football operations. Then from there, he went to be assistant to the head coach. So he was brought in basically like, okay, we like him, we're gonna bring him in. Stayed around on a couple different staffs for the Vikings. Mainly, that's where his whole tenure has been in the NFL is with the Vikings before the Browns. He worked his way up from assistant to head coach, assistant quarterbacks coach, to tight ends coach, running backs coach, quarterbacks coach, the interim offensive coordinator when they fired oh man, what did they fire in 2018? North Turner? No, North Turner quit. I believe North. Let me look this up, but I believe North Turner quit in 2018 and eventually went to the Panthers. Let's check this out, which was hilarious because after North Turner went to the Panthers and they started off good this year, it was like, oh, we got to get rid of Cam Newton after they started off good without Cam Newton. But then the offense went right back to shit. And it's like, oh, we need Cam Newton. Like, of course you need Cam Newton. Why would you just give away that type of talent? And yeah, I was right. No, I was not right. He left before then. Huh. So who was the coordinator that left in 2018? Let's see. Mm, actually, Scott Turner was the No, that's what it was. John D. Filippo, who was terrible for them, and I think he eventually went back to the Eagles, uh, where he just fit in better. Like, oh no, he went to the Jacksonville and then Chicago. So he was actually an offensive coordinator for Jacksonville. Got fired there too. So it's just been like a he hasn't been able to recreate that magic. He probably just wasn't ready to be a office coordinator from Youngstown, Ohio, though. I went to school in PA. Interesting. But yeah. So Stefanski signed. He was able to be an office coordinator. I thought he did a good job with Kirk Cousins these last couple of years. I know they're like everybody's thinking like, oh, well, they scored 7 points in the. They scored 10 points in the playoff game, and they were real. How we say this? Conservative in that playoff game. But like when you got Kirk Cousins as a quarterback, you gonna be conservative. Like you're not gonna go all out and like be this running pass offense. Even though they had good weapons, you want to keep him consoled and like that's what I think the Browns need more than anything. This guy's been a quarterback coach. He seems to be able to get into quarterbacks and be able to make them perform a little bit better. So I think it's going to be important for him to come in and do the same with Baker Mayfield. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be important for them to come in, establish the run game, get him on some play action passes, not make him have to think or give him the reins of the offense, like actually call the offense for him and everything, and just be able to like compete in a different way than we tried to come out this season with. So, article I'm gonna look at is who is Kevin Stefanski? Who is Cleveland Browns coach Kevin Stefanski's most important hire? Because I thought this was interesting. So he hired. Looks like he's going to hire Joe Woods after the season for the 49ers. He's like a important guy on the 49ers staff. And of course, this is important because Stefanski is an offensive guy. You need your defensive guy to be able to hold up and everything. And so Stefanski, he's going to bring that zone blocking scheme he learned from Gary Kubiak, who of course learned from the Shanahan, and that's a very popular offense nowadays. And we actually used that with Kyle Shanahan, and we had one of our best seasons we've had since we came back. And the Browns only ranked 12th in rushing with the second leading rusher in the league and Kareem Hunt. So that shows you like if this guy is going to be able to come in. Um, if this guy's going to be able to come in and be able to, change our offense around and become more of a run first offense, that'll help everybody on the team. It'll help Odell because he'll be able to get some over the top looks, probably one on one. Help Jarvis underneath, get the linebackers to step up. He'll be able to go right behind the linebackers. They'll help Chubb. He'll be able to get more rushes, and Kareem Hunt, if he stays, get more rushes. And it looks like they're gonna hire Bill Callahan as offensive line coach. He was a good offensive line coach. Now that's probably like our biggest need in the draft is like offensive line and some more defensive line help, and probably cornerbacks. That's the three biggest needs in the draft. So it's just important to see them hire these guys and go after certain guys. Um, so it looks like he's hired a good staff, and I think the most important thing was now it feels like the hierarchy is better and is going to be better in the like organization with Paul D. Podesta finally getting the person that he want, getting Kevin Stefanski. And Stefanski's going to probably bring in a guy that's going to align with both of them two. So that'll make it more of a front office instead of we hire one guy and then it's still this outcast of a person that has a great influence on the owner, but he can't make the decisions that he wants to make. So hopefully this also makes our ownership want to step back and get out the way and not be such hands on for them. Um, that's basically all I got. Kevin Stefanski, new head coach for the Browns. They still haven't found. They haven't hired a GM yet, but they are looking. They're looking for somebody that aligns with Stefanski, that aligns with Deep Podesta. So it's like a line in the front office. Hopefully, they bring in a good talent evaluator because that's the one thing Dorsey was. Dorsey was a great talent evaluator. He might not have been like great as far as like who he had. What's up, Marlowe's corner? What up? He might not be great at like personalities and trades and things of that nature, but he was a great talent evaluator. And I'll be back with another one after this. But Browns hired Kevin Stefanski. Hopefully, this goes good for my Browns. I'm tired of the misery, tired of the terrible seasons. I'm out.